VC began to bleed for projects in China.
Valuation rose by 100 million overnights, and immediately paid after signing the contract. People say retaliatory consumption, but what I see is retaliatory investment. An investor said.
With the backlog of the epidemic, the pace of investment in the second half of 2020 has accelerated significantly. According to data from 02 IPO Research Center, from the second quarter to the third quarter of 2020, the number of VC PE investment cases rose from 1,751 to 2,776, and the total investment amount also rose from $178.8 billion to $213.5 billion. At present, the involution of investment institutions is becoming more and more obvious. Today, investors are begging entrepreneurs and say, "Take my money." Zhu Xiaohu, the managing partner of Jinshajiang Venture Capital, joked on a forum before. Involution is mainly reflected in VC competition projects. Investors have an endless stream of methods. They must always pay attention to the projects they are following, promote their past performance and post-investment services again and again like sales, and worry about that the projects that have been negotiated will be blocked or raised. Some investors said that investment now even has a high probability of relying on personal relationships with the founder. In a more exaggerated situation, an investor told us that in just one night, the project's valuation rose by 100 million. It was originally determined that 20 million accounted for 10%, and it was replaced by another VC 30 million accounted for 10% overnight. Nowadays, fast seems to be the only winning rule. In order to seize good projects, some investors don't make all adjustments to pay first, some simply leave the amount of the investment agreement blank for the founder to bid, or if investors will take the initiative to take the contract and talk to founders who have no intention to raise fund. Entrepreneurs take more initiative in the financing process. Some entrepreneurs said that the last round of financing has not been fully paid, and the new round of financing of hundreds of millions of yuan will be completed. Some entrepreneurs have just revealed that they want to raise funds, and dozens of institutions have come to the door immediately. At this time, he has sufficient confidence and reverse the due diligence on investment institutions. However, hot investment does not mean that investors are throwing money blindly. One investor said, "The venture capital industry itself has always been the 80-20 rule Pareto principle. Outstanding top projects will naturally attract more institutional investment. Investment in good projects is to be robbed. This is also true in previous years."
Retaliatory investment. Non-existence.
We joked that after the epidemic passed, people talked about retaliatory consumption, and now what we see is retaliatory investment. Mi Chun, founding partner of Lightspeed China Venture Capital Fund, said at a forum in September. "Everyone is rushing for projects. The valuation has been lowered before, but now it is not lower than before. Everyone feels that the epidemic has not completely passed, but in fact, our investment community is still quite lively, and everyone is still very fierce." GUN Capital Management partner Fu Jixin also said. Zhu Xiaohu, the managing partner of Jinshajiang Venture Capital, also said that investment projects are no longer so easy to hold high. "Today investors are seeking entrepreneurs, so take my money." One of the factors of change is the backlog of the epidemic. When the epidemic was at its worst, investors said they would postpone investment work until the second half of the year. Moreover, excellent projects have a very short investment window for VCs, so the decision-making speed is faster than in the past. These factors have led to the current hot investment situation. Chuangxi Partners Capital Managing Partner Zhou Wei said to the outside world. The possibility of the epidemic returning at any time has also become another factor for investors to accelerate their betting. For investors, it's like having a knife in the back forcing you to accelerate. Bai Heng said. In his view, in addition to the epidemic, the Matthew effect in the venture capital circle is becoming more and more intense. The harder the time, the more resources will be urged to concentrate on the industry's leading companies, which will have a series of chain reactions. I don't think my investment is blind. The venture capital industry itself has always been the 80-20 rule. Excellent top projects will naturally attract more institutional investment. Investment in good projects depends on grabbing speed. This is also true in previous years. So, Bai Heng believes that the so-called retaliatory investment does not actually exist, and everyone is very rational. High-quality projects always grow with the head fund. A financing involves not only money, but also honorary endorsement. Being invested by the hedge fund, the project is equivalent to making a public appearance in front of the industry and the media, and there is no need to worry about the next round of financing. For investment institutions, the involution is becoming more and more serious. Whoever can raise more money and give a higher valuation will have more bargaining chips. In Bai Heng's view, the top-level projects may be the leading organizations with fewer than 10 companies. Many small and medium-sized organizations may not have the opportunity to participate in the grab. The venture capital industry is involved, and a large number of investors will disappear in 2020. The data shows that the number of VC, PE managers in 2020 will be the largest reduction in history. Some well-known investors said before that industry polarization should have appeared long ago, and PE, VC investment should not be universal. The ultimate head of the Chinese market may be 5% of the current total. Maybe, it's time to leave the venture capital circle, Lin Fei said finally.